So I got yarn twist, and I did them myself, which is something I've never done, never seriously thought about doing. So before they get too raggedy, I'm going to show them. This is the bun I put it in at night. Like, I pull it back, I put this on top for my scalp and my hair, about as far as my hair goes. Tie that around, twist the rest of it in a bun, and then put my bonnet on. So this is one style. I'm just going to show different styles. Excuse the edges. This is one style, and I did them dramatically long, intentionally. I love them. Let me show you. So they go about here. Now my back is about here. Okay. Oh, in total I have about 40 something in my head, and it took me, well, I feel like the amount of time that it took me isn't really representative of how long it really had to take, because I started off not really knowing what I was doing. I watched a few YouTube videos, and I was like, okay, let me just go buy the yarn. So I bought the yarn. I bought 2 jumbo size packs. When I say jumbo, I'll show you in a second the pack I have and how much is left over. But I bought 2 of them. The Red Heart yarn from Walmart, because it wasn't wool, there was no dye and stuff. And that cost me about $14. They're like 6 something each, plus tax. And I was like, for that price, I could buy, like 7-8 packs of $2 hair, which is what I was expecting to have to do. Wrong side. I'm just braiding it. And so I took it back, because then I started talking to some people about it, and I felt like, oh, well, maybe the yarn is not going to look good, maybe it'll look tacky. But then I started seeing more and more people with it. Some of them I liked, some of them I didn't like, and my friend Natalie made a good point to tell me, that's with any hair. Like, you've seen people with weave you didn't like, or box braid that you didn't like. That doesn't mean you're not going to get it, just make sure it looks good. Then I saw my friend Anita, and she had just put twists in her own hair, and I loved them. They weren't yarn twists, but I was like, that's what I want. Basically, I did this on both sides. So this times 2. That's how I wore to school the other day, and I had one thrown over my shoulder. This is how they look. And they're burnt at the ends. And my hair is a little bit lighter at the top. So I braided it into my hair, and then I twisted it the rest of the way down. So, anyways, I saw Anita's hair, and I loved it. And I was like, I have to do it. So as soon as I got a little bit of money, I went and I got it. And it was definitely a good investment, because I have like half of that one roll left over. So I can get 2, full heads out of it. So yeah, what I ended up doing was trying it out. I just put my hands over my hair, and I did what made sense. I think I started up front, because this one is the shortest one. And I have one back here that's super long, so you can see the difference. One goes to my chest, this one goes to my hip. But I braided this, and I was like, this isn't going to work, because I cannot unbraid this. I don't know what I'm going to do when it's time to unbraid this. And I did read people saying that undoing the braided ones is so much more difficult than the twist. Like the twist, I redid one last night. The twist, it was this one. It was kind of loose. I just slid it out. Even though it was braided at the beginning, I just slid it out, and I redid it, and that worked. So yeah, so I'm glad I did a twist. Some people think it's my real hair. This man on the bus was like, young lady, how long have you been growing out that hair? I was like, are you kidding me? But I mean, the texture, some people think it's locks. Some people, it does kind of have that woolly texture that natural hair would have. I like it, because I was considering getting this like afro textured hair to do like these jumbo puffy twists, and that was expensive. So, let me show you the yarn. This was the yarn. I had maybe twice this much, or maybe this is 2/3 of what's left. I don't know, but it was a jumbo roll. And I have all of this left. So I could do this all again with new yarn. Or I could take these out one at a time, you know, moisturize my hair and comb it out, and then put that same piece of yarn back in, which is what I did for this piece. This one isn't the red heart one, because they didn't have any more black. This 1 pound of Caron is a little more expensive, so maybe that means it's a little more, you know, higher quality. I don't know. So that's the one I got. The one thing I was concerned about, which has been kind of true, is things sticking to the yarn. Like, can you see? Like, I have a dog, a little dog, the one that ran in here earlier. He doesn't shed, but then I have a roommate who has a dog that sheds a lot. So, like, when I get in her car or something, I can't let my head touch her seat because I end up with little pieces of, like, light hair in here. My hair looks significantly lighter compared to this black yarn. All they have is black and then a brown. The brown would have looked too light. So I like the black. It's fine. Because when I put it up in a bun, that's the only time you notice it. Because you have all of this black bunched together. And then you see my hair. So you see the contrast. But when it's just down, I don't think it's as noticeable. I do have some pieces of hair kind of sticking out where I was trying to braid it in. And it just wouldn't all get in there. And I don't care. I was like, I'll just leave that and let it look like that was intentional. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, okay, it's really light. It's easy, obviously, to run my fingers through. You know, when I braid it, it gets tangled. I just, it untangles. I can twist or whatever. It kind of holds itself up. Whenever I put it in a bun, I never put anything on it. It holds itself. I'm looking for some more creative styles. Oh, see, there you can see where some hair is sticking out. Like, see that? It is very light. It would be like, so you see what I mean? How you can tell how much darker it is compared to my hair when it's all put together. Yeah. But when I wash it, it is very heavy. I looked up this video on how to wash it. It was not a video, it was a blog thing, and a few videos. So what I do is, I put my hair all in the shower. As soon as this got wet, literally my head went like it was so heavy. I was like, oh shoot. So then I put it over my shoulders and I pushed it up a little. Like, here, let me show you. So I did like this. And then I pushed it up like that. Because it was heavy. So I let it get all wet. And then I took some shampoo and I got it on my fingers. I lathered it up. And I did my fingers in my hair like this. And then I rinsed that out. And I wasn't sure, so I did it again. I was nervous. I'm like, oh, my hair's going to get all fuzzy and look all nappy at the top. But I was like, whatever, just go with it. Natural look, whatever. So I did it again. Okay. And then after that, I took conditioner. So I finally tried that VO5 strawberries and cream, milky moisturizing, whatever stuff is at 74 cents at Walmart. That's my roommate's dog, sorry. 74 cents at Walmart. I took it. It was really watery. Squeezed it in my hand. I heard that the thicker conditioner is harder to get out. So I took the watery one, squeezed it in my hand, took a section, and I just squeezed. Like that. I didn't rub, I didn't lather. You know, I just squeezed, and let it run down and run in. Got some more, squeeze. I didn't mind using it up because it was like 74 cents. Got another section. Squeeze in my hand, squeeze, and did that for the back and everything too. And I did it for the bottom, squeeze, and then I let it rinse out. I wasn't too big on getting it all out, so let it rinse out. Drying took like literally all day, so I wore it down that day. But then it was kind of heavy still, so I had to wear it, you know, like this, and I put it up like this, and then, but yeah, it took a long time to dry, and it was heavy while it was drying. I like it because it's a little wavy at the bottom, just because of the way I twisted it. So I didn't have to, like, you know, twist it to get a wavy look. Like, it just kind of came out a little bit crinkly on its own. And the only issues I had was when I would put it in, sometimes I would have too much hair sticking out. So I would take it out and do it all over again. That's a bad example. You can see here. I would take it out and put it, see how some of that hair is sticking out? There. So I'll take it out, put it all over again, and then, or sometimes I'd get to the bottom after having twisted it. So I'd hold it like this, I wasn't pulling on my scalp. twisting, twisting, twisting. And once I get to the bottom of it, I tie it in a knot, and then everything in the middle just unravels. So I have to start over. And it actually took a while to twist because it was so long. So I had to make sure I was doing it tight, real tight, real tight. And then when I took that off, or when I finished that or whatever, tied it in knots, I did kind of my edges the first day, and I left this one section out here. Then the next day I did a second row of edges, and I did this section, and then the next day I did the middle. I could have got it all done in one day. It didn't really take long once I got the hang of it and stopped having to redo them. Like, it took me about 5 hours just to get maybe this many because I had to keep redoing it. But after that, I was like, gone. So back to the conditioning thing. So then during the day, well, before I go to school and at night before I go to bed, I have like this leave-in conditioner that I bought but I'm not sure about, so I don't mind wasting it. Mixed in with some water and a spray bottle. Finally, I can use my spray bottles, and I just spray my scalp. I spray my scalp all in between here, all under here. I spray my scalp, and then I take a section and go like this, and I spray the braids and I squeeze them just until my real hair stops, wherever that is. I spray the braids and I squeeze it, spray the braids and I squeeze it, and then I just let that stay. And then I get my oil, lather up, do this, all in between, and do the back. More oil, do the back. More oil, do a section. More oil, do a section. I just oiled it up. I feel like my hair just sucks stuff up, so I just put a bunch in it. The only issue was I do it right before school, and I'd be running to the bus. I get on the bus and it was like oil and sweat, so I'd be like wiping it. But I feel like it's gonna help keep my hair conditioned, because that one that I took out yesterday, I was scared. I was like, what if I take it out and it's like all knotted up or matted up or dry? And it wasn't that dry. It wasn't knotted up. I fingered through it. It was fine. And I put it back in. So hopefully that's how everything else will be when I take it out. I'll let y'all know. I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, I really love them. Sometimes I want them out just so I can like see my hair and do stuff with it, but they're so convenient, especially now with like the semester just starting again. I just don't really have time, and everyone loves it. Everyone at school loves it. I was kind of not sure what the reaction would be because like I'm one of few, so everyone likes it and I like it. My boyfriend, he has mixed feelings about it. That don't matter. I like it. And yeah, hopefully I'll see some hair growth. And the only new addition I've added to like my oils is that I bought castor oil. So I've been reading all about castor oil and its like growth and thickening effects. So I went to Walmart pharmacy section, got castor oil. Now I went the actual oil. I'm gonna go get it. And so I got this from the pharmacy section. Humco castor oil. It's really, really thick. It's really thick. And then I got this from the hair section, because I didn't really know which one people were talking about. So this is castor oil, but it's also mixed with some, I guess, petroleum, but not thick like that Blue Magic. See it? And like you can take your finger and it has the consistency of like cocoa butter, just like cocoa butter. So yeah, so I put that on the actual braids, and it has a very light smell, but it smells good, and it has more than castor oil, but I guess the main thing is castor oil. It has some mix. I mixed in another bottle that was like beginning to get half empty with some almond oil for scent and olive oil, because olive oil is like, it's always been amazing for me. Like when I would just use olive oil, even when my hair was relaxed, that was amazing for me. So I mixed that in together to dilute it a little, and so it wouldn't be so thick. So that's what I put in my hair, and that's what I've been doing.